Hello, Prophetess Elise Shed. Another episode of Every Day in the Prophetic. Let me give an update on this prophet here. Seriously. Well, I had transitioned from getting a paycheck as a school teacher to now having a faith check. Relying on God to supply my needs according to His riches and glory as He launches me into developing my own school and developing my own streams of income. Thing is, when God calls you off, there is a mindset. And me and my best friend was talking about this mindset. There's a mindset you have when you work for people. I've been working for people all my life, since I was 18 years old. I believe in working. I have awesome work ethics. Not boasting in myself. I just know I work hard. I'm giving you my best work. And I'll, when I, do your work, and some of y'all are still working, some of y'all may have launched out, or some of y'all are thinking, or the Lord is telling you to launch out to the deep and, go forward in what you've been called to do. The thing is, there's a mindset that comes with getting paychecks. It's the mindset from working a 9-to-5 job. And what God has been doing with me, dealing with me, is getting that mindset that if I don't have, I don't work a certain amount of hours, I'm not going to get this certain amount of money to take care of my, needs and take care of my bills and take care of things I need in my natural life. And God is always, people love to use that Jehovah Jireh. He's my provider. He's going to supply all of my needs according to His riches and glory. What He wants us to do is to launch out, especially when it's your timing. Now, when it's not your timing, and you just launching out because you think it's your time to go forth in ministry or entrepreneurship, whatever God called you to do, and He didn't tell you to do it just yet, you're not going to get the provisions you need. You're going to hit some stumbling blocks because God didn't tell you. But when God tells you, it's a leap of faith, literally a leap of faith. That's what I have right now. But then God gives you a plan of action and strategy how to do the transition from getting paychecks every month, from, now creating your own checks, creating your own streams of income. That can be in ministry, it can be in entrepreneurship, that can be in an endeavor that you're going for, that could be anything God has put on you to do. The thing is, He always gives you strategy on how to obtain wealth. He gives us the power to obtain wealth. But people don't realize it is work in it. But the thing is, God's work is different from our work. When we work from 9 to 5, we might work more hours than that. We might work overtime like I used to as a school teacher. We never worked 40 hours a week as a school teacher. If you were a school teacher and was a school teacher or did some type of teaching, good and well you didn't work no 4. You worked as much as a lawyer. You do 60, 80, 90 hours, sometime 100, to meet the needs of the kids. But Lord had already dealt with me about building my own school. And He said, since you've been doing this for everybody else, why don't you do it for yourself? And then you can create the curriculum you want. You can create the schedule you want. And you can, really do what you want to do with kids with liberty and without, all the extra stuff. I'm just going to say extra stuff that you get working for other schools, districts, charter schools, you name it. I had all kind of experiences. Some were good. Some were I was ready to quit, throw in the towel. Some were stressful. And some were very enlightening, But the bottom line is when you're working for somebody else, you have to follow what they do. And if you want to be what they call your own boss or, write your own checks and dictate what you want, you have to create it. And God gives us always, ideals and witty inventions. And that's what He's been doing with me. Now, people think you just flat out, because some people just flat out quit. The Lord didn't give them no strategy, no plan of action. You just walking by faith, and then you trying to hustle preaching engagements, hustle some gigs here to try to pay this here because you weren't led by the Lord. See, I was led by the Lord because I'm keeping real in 100. Lisa was used to working 9 to 5, and she thought that was what she was going to do the rest of her days, as well as working the church, working ministry. I thought it was constantly going to be what I want to do. But God realized that in me, it was more in me than me working for somebody else. It's more in me than getting a paycheck because that still limits. It limits me, limits God, and limits the possibility of obtaining wealth. Now, some people, you got a part-time job or you got a full job, you working on gig. I did that for years. Hustling here to make money because my paycheck was not covering all my bills. Sometimes my bills are more than my paycheck. Then I'm hustling over here. Mind you, I'm a school teacher, mind you, because we don't get paid enough. I'm hustling over here, going every which, you name it, to pay these bills. And still not having enough. So, God has given me out that mindset of not relying on other channels, other means, other methods to get provisions. Because I use all kinds, borrowed and loans and, stretching here and there and, Eating a chip, one chip or two or three, and a soda. Vienna sausages, ramen noodles, and Taco Bueno. That's why I'm burned out on Taco Bueno now. I'm keeping it real now. Because I had a Taco Bueno ramen noodle Dollar Tree diet at one point, and I was a school teacher, paying rent, car note, and still didn't have enough. So as you know now, I do not no longer want to eat ramen noodles and Taco Bueno ever in life, because that was my diet, and that was not exactly a healthy diet, mind you. But that's all I thought I could afford. So God gets us out that mindset. He wants us really to trust in Him. And if you are anxious, that means you're not trusting Him fully. And this is from experience. But sometimes we like, what we going to do? We thinking, the unknown. We don't know what we're going to do here. He gives you little by little. And He's like, I do this, do that. You like, Lord, how that's going to happen? He's like, don't worry about it. Just do it. He wants to have that fully persuaded Abraham faith. And it's easy said and done. But the just shall live by faith. You literally living by faith every day, every second, every hour, every minute. Not trusting your bank account, not trusting you're going to have this and this in there to take care of that. Trusting God that if it's not there, He going to supply it. And some of y'all been off of jobs and starting to get back in feet. Don't do that. If God called you off in ministry and business, and you start to get fearful and stuff, get your faith back, because if God sent you out there, He's going to make a way. I'm not going to say all of a sudden millions going to come in your hand, but He's going to give you ways to obtain wealth, strategy. So that's what He's been doing with me for the past, summer, and now school has started. He's giving me a plan of action. He's had me develop ways to create my own schedule and, do different things to make money. Do different things that are not always bound up between certain hours. Because when you work for other people, you're bound to those hours, and that's it. You might work extra, but if you're working a school teacher, you don't have no overtime pay. Unless you had some tutoring. And some schools didn't pay after school tutoring. So, that in itself was what I was dealing with. So, He's giving me ways to create my own schedule, and that every single day I don't have to do nothing. Because I didn't realize how tired I was until I quit. I didn't realize I was trying to make church history, ministry history, work history, and then I'm doing everything for everybody else and not for myself. And I'm telling you now, you only got one body and one life. You got to do stuff for yourself. You can do stuff for yourself and not be considered selfish, self-centered, self-seeking, and self-serving. You got to get time to do what you need to do for yourself and what God wants you to do. You got some dreams and goals. How you going to do it for everybody else? And that's what He's trying to get me off of, all these extra burdens, all these extra weights, all this extra stuff that people were putting up on me because they don't want to do it themselves. They want to park, as a pastor said, on somebody's dime. They want to ride your blessings. They want to ride your work. And I'm a hard worker. I'm a multitasker. I do 50 million things, even in the car, even though my best friend said that's dangerous. Don't be trying to text here, call here, but people will demand, but then you have to shut that down. You have to set boundaries. I have to set boundaries, even more so. I can't answer that right now. I can't do that right now. I tell them to give me a minute, give me a second, give me a moment. I'll get to it when I can. And if you are a woman, especially women, people pull so much from you, you don't have time for yourself. And then you have to really literally pull yourself away and get to yourself. And that's what I'm doing. Pull yourself away. I don't have to do stuff every time for other people. And I don't have to keep doing stuff because we doing stuff feeling lazy. Because I've never been what they call a lazy person. Never been lazy. So all these, you can check out that vlog I had before about the non-working spirits. That's why I'm not used to people not working at all. Not trying to do nothing. I mean, I had so many, opportunities to do different opportunities. Baby, I could go back and teach like that. I had opportunities to do online, but I can't do all of it. Because Lord said, you got to work on your school. So I have to obey His commandments, His statutes. Regardless of what people tell you to do, do not listen to people that operate in fear. Tell you got to do this and this. You're not going to have enough of this. You're not going to have... If God tell you to do it, He's going to make the provisions. It is literally a faith walk, a faith process. Is it easy? Do I know what's going to happen next week? Next day? Don't know. But the Lord is giving me step by step how to walk by faith. Literally, walk by faith. It's easier said than done. But I'm starting to see the liberty of creating my own schedule. Liberty of having my own, gigs and positions and stuff like that that I want to do at my time, so I can work on my school. That's about to get launched. He wants me to do everything from scratch because it's already in me. And see, there's a lot of stuff that's in you. It's not gonna come out if you keep on working for somebody else. And I was told by my best friend, some have been called off, but they're scared. And I know about that fear. You're like, I got obligations. I got people depending on me. But some of that dependency they need to take off of you and get on go. Some of that dependency they're gonna have to delegate and lighten the load. And see, that's what he's dealing with me about. Getting people to lighten the load off of me. Because I'm gonna obey God. I'm sorry. If y'all like hell, go ahead and go. Because I'm not going. Because I disobey God because I want to do everything for everybody else and not for myself. And I want to disobey God because so and so. And there's such thing as peer pressure as adults. People will pressure you if you don't do this and this and this. This is not going to happen. If you don't do this for me, bye. You have to know how to set your boundaries. People can't pull from you. Pray for yourself. When you get the help that you need, apply that help and go for it. And see God in it. That's why I'm a stickler on prayer. God gives me the prayer. And I don't tell everybody what I'm doing all the time. Because you don't need to know everything. God ain't telling me to release it to you. Because you may not understand it. Especially you not in faith. You fearful. You selfish. Something going on with you. You're not a faith walker. This is a faith walk. And you want to surround yourself with people who are in faith that you got this, girl. God go, and you want to, help each other else out. Help each other else. Help each other out. I'm trying to get it all right. Help each other out. Continue to walk in faith. Now, Lord has had me push my books. Because I wrote books for so many people for 20 plus years. Wrote other people's books. Push everybody's book. Push everybody else's stuff. Lord said, I need you to push your stuff as of now. That's why I'm not publishing or writing for other people anymore. Because I have done it for other people. People have sold their books well. But I've always put my books to the back burner. Lord said there's no more. I need to push my books. So that's why you see a lot of book promotions. Because these are books that were dear to my heart. I always want to be a successful writer. I always want people to read about my books. And my books are deep. My books are prophetic. They're fiction. They're stories. And you'll hear a whole lot in October about them. You're going to see them on YouTube. So make sure you like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Prayer, Prophetic, and Bible Truths. I'm also on TikTok, Bible Truth Seekers. I'm also on Facebook, Elise Shed. I keep it simple. And I'm also on Instagram, Elise Shed. Make sure you check out because I'm going to be talking about all kinds of stuff from my books. But that's part of what God wants me to do. Now I'm going to start working on my school from scratch online. He wants a virtual school. And I remember I had told him that. You know how you told God had to remind you, wait, weren't you going to start a virtual school first before you have a brick and mortar school? I said, yes, I had. That was part of my vision. So he's had me create all of that at this moment. And yeah, there's going to be opposition. There's going to be frustration. There's going to be, the enemy coming, distractions. But you got to keep your mind focused and stay on thee. And keep your mind in perfect peace. That's what comes with praying and fasting and studying. Because some of y'all, long overdue like I was. I'm like 4 or 5 years behind because of delays. Delays that I did not create, but delays in my life that God said, hold on. I got to delay this, but then delay is not denial. Now he got to speed everything up. So that's why we are in the end times. Y'all seen all them hurricanes? Y'all seen all this stuff? A lot of people dying. Coolio just died. I'm like, I used to listen to him years ago. His friend's house died of a heart attack. People are dying. Storms, destruction, mayhem, chaos. So God wants us to live out our life now. Live out our dreams now. Because the end times is now. Blessings are coming now. It's not gonna take you 5 or 6 years to get your business going. It's not gonna take you 10 years to get ministry. It's not gonna take you 5 or 6 years to get that career going, get that endeavor going, get that venture going, get that things networking going. Whatever you're trying to do, your life goals and dreams, your vision. Your vision plan, your vision boards. You don't have 10, 15 years. God is doing it now. So it behooves you to start whatever you need to work on now, because you're gonna speed it up. The wealth gonna come to you for the remnant. So, like my best friend say, plunder it. Take everything that's yours. Because it's all the enemy's camp. The wealth of the wicked later for the just. So, God wants in an opportunity where we are already set. We are already in position. He just gonna give it to us. But he gives you with it ideas and adventures to execute it. That's what he gives me all the time. Execute it. He'll breathe on it. Live by faith. God is gonna do it in an appointed time. So that's why I'm at on my situation right now. So every day in the prophetic, you gotta hear from God. You gotta believe God and trust God every day. Give him glory, honor, and praise too. Because I was having a moment where I'm like, Lord, come on now. I felt joy was sifted. The joy of the Lord is your strength. Don't let nobody sip your joy because they're going through some stuff. Pray for them and let them get themselves together. So, I'll talk to you all later. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Bye-bye.